A modern mystery leaves families and experts searching the seas. As dawn broke over the South China Sea on March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was already in the air, climbing steadily from Kuala Lumpur toward Beijing. The Boeing 777-200ER, known as 9M MRO, carried 239 souls, destined never to reach their journey's end. 38 minutes into the flight, a routine exchange with air traffic control would be the last confirmed voice communication ever received. Just minutes later, the aircraft vanished from civilian radar screens. Behind the scenes, however, a different story was unfolding. Military radar continued to track the lost plane's ghostly trajectory as it veered sharply off course westward across the Malay Peninsula. For an hour, it traveled in defiance of its intended path, slipping finally into the unknown over the Andaman Sea, 200 nautical miles northwest of Penang Island. Somewhere in the vastness, it vanished altogether, leaving confusion and fear in its wake. What could compel a modern aircraft to vanish so completely? As search efforts ramped up in the South China Sea and beyond, investigators would find themselves navigating a labyrinth of incomplete data and bewildering turns. Yet the trail was not entirely cold. The key to solving this mystery lay deep in the southern expanse of the Indian Ocean. As Flight 370 vanished from air traffic control radar over the South China Sea, it seemed to disappear into thin air. But the Malaysian military's primary radar told a different story. Their screens captured a puzzling westward turn, a sharp deviation from the planned northeastern course. The aircraft crossed the Malay Peninsula, carving a silent path across the night sky. It was an hour-long journey over unfamiliar terrain, disappearing 200 nautical miles northwest of Penang Island over the Andaman Sea, where the radar signals finally faded. This unexpected maneuver deepened the mystery surrounding the flight's disappearance. What caused the pilots to veer off course? Was it a calculated decision, an act of desperation, or something more sinister? Theories abounded, from mechanical failure to deliberate human action. Yet, without concrete evidence, the truth remained as elusive as the aircraft itself. As investigators pieced together fragments of information, attention turned to the satellite data, suggesting the plane's ghostly trek southward into the unforgiving expanse of the Indian Ocean. But with the ocean's depths concealing its secrets, the search would become a race against time and nature. In an ocean of possibilities, each clue unraveled another layer of this enigma, leading experts to chase shadows across vast waters, hoping to find answers where none seemed forthcoming. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 on March 8, 2014, set in motion the most expensive search in aviation history. Initially, efforts concentrated in the Gulf of Thailand and the South China Sea, where the aircraft last communicated on secondary radar. However, as analysis of satellite data by Inmarsat emerged, a chilling new trajectory was suggested. The flight had veered far from its intended route, heading south into the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean. This revelation shifted the search focus dramatically, urging Australian authorities to take the helm as the operation intensified in these deeper, more treacherous waters. The challenge was immense. With each passing day, hope waned, yet the need to uncover this mystery drove the search further. Satellite communications indicated the aircraft continued its journey south for hours, but the precise endpoint remained elusive. By March 24th, the Malaysian government reluctantly concluded that the flight had ended somewhere in the southern Indian Ocean, far from any civilization or potential landing sites. As the search area expanded to about 120,000 square kilometers, the ocean's depths yielded little but further questions. The scattered debris found across Indian Ocean shores confirmed the tragedy, but failed to illuminate the full story. And so, a second search would commence. Yet the ocean, vast and inscrutable, held its secrets close. As the search for Flight 370 transitioned to the remote southern Indian Ocean, Australia took the helm, launching an unprecedented operation across this vast and unforgiving stretch of water. Beginning on March 17, 2014, the focus shifted based on satellite data suggesting the aircraft veered south, far from any possible landing sites. By March 24th, the Malaysian government announced their grim conclusion. Flight MH370 had ended in these desolate waters. Efforts intensified as the Australian Transport Safety Bureau led a comprehensive seabed survey, meticulously scouring 120,000 square kilometers of ocean floor. This expansive exploration, though exhaustive, failed to uncover the wreckage. The inhospitable sea continued to guard its secrets, much like a silent sentinel of the deep. As months turned to years, hope dwindled. Confirmed finds of debris on Réunion Island and along the African coast in 2015 and 2016 hinted at the aircraft's fate, yet revealed little more. The search, costing millions of dollars, became the most expensive in aviation history. But determination to solve this enigma persisted. In January 2018, a new venture emerged. Ocean Infinity, a U.S. marine exploration company, embarked on another quest, targeting a new possible site identified by drift studies. Would this renewed effort finally pierce the mystery's veil? As the relentless search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 stretched on, hope flickered with the discovery of debris washing ashore far from the original search zones. In 2015, a piece of the wing known as a flaperon was found on the shores of Reunion Island, a distant dot in the western Indian Ocean. This confirmed what investigators had theorized. The remains of Flight 370 lay somewhere in the vast expanse of the southern Indian Ocean, a region notorious for its remote and hostile conditions. Other fragments followed, drifting onto beaches along African coasts and Indian Ocean islands. Each piece was painstakingly identified and linked back to the Boeing 777-200ER, bearing the haunting silence of the missing aircraft. Yet, even as these clues emerged, they only deepened the mystery. The main wreckage remained elusive, and with it, the answers to what transpired in those final hours. Despite these tantalizing finds, the search's epicenter remained a watery void, resistant to exploration efforts. This profound absence left room for theories to proliferate, from mechanical failure to sophisticated hijacking. What truly happened on Flight 370's ill-fated journey? As the pieces of debris whispered the aircraft's fate, the question persisted. What might still lie undiscovered beneath the waves, dent in the history of Malaysia Airlines? As investigators picked through the sparse data and scattered debris, theories and suspicions swirled, each more labyrinthine than the last. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau leaned towards a hypoxia event, suggesting that a gradual loss of cabin pressure incapacitated both crew and passengers. Yet, this hypothesis, like a puzzle missing its most crucial pieces, failed to achieve consensus among the international team of experts. The specter of hijacking loomed large in the public consciousness. With the aircraft's abrupt deviation from its flight path and a mysterious silence from its communication systems, could there have been a darker, more deliberate hand guiding the Boeing 777 to its doom? The possibility of crew involvement, while investigated, never solidified into more than a shadow of suspicion. Technical failure, naturally, could not be ruled out. In the vast, unforgiving sky, even the smallest malfunction can precipitate catastrophe. But without the aircraft's flight data recorder, the truth lay buried somewhere beneath the ocean's relentless waves. As the clock ticked on, the vastness of the Indian Ocean swallowed secrets whole. Yet each passing tide brought with it the haunting possibility of a breakthrough, a new fragment, a fresh lead, that might just unlock the heart of this enduring enigma. In January 2018, as the world held its breath, a bold new effort was launched to uncover the fate of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Ocean Infinity, a private U.S. marine exploration company, embarked on a determined mission, venturing into the vast and unforgiving waters of the southern Indian Ocean. Their search centered around coordinates deemed the most likely crash site, based on a meticulous drift study published in 2017. Unlike previous attempts, Ocean Infinity's high-tech vessels swept the ocean floor with unprecedented precision, hoping to finally bring closure to this haunting mystery. The months rolled on, each day an unforgiving reminder of the ocean's depth and the challenge at hand. Yet, for all their innovation and resolve, the ocean floor remained silent, its secrets securely locked away. By the end of the 6-month pursuit, Ocean Infinity's search concluded. Empty-handed, the plane's wreckage still elusive. With hearts heavy, the searchers returned to shore, the weight of the unsolved mystery still pressing. But the search's end was not the end of hope. The haunting mystery of Flight 370, though unresolved, sowed the seeds for new beginnings. As the global community grappled with unanswered questions, a crucial transformation began to take root, one that could forever change the future of air travel. Dent in Malaysia Airlines history. Yet, as the final report by the Malaysian Ministry of Transport in July 2018 revealed, critical questions remain unanswered. Despite exhaustive investigations, the report was inconclusive, offering no definitive cause for the aircraft's disappearance. Theories ranged from a hypoxia event to possible hijacking scenarios, yet none reached a consensus. One thing, however, became clear: safety reforms were imperative. The aviation industry responded with significant changes, such as enhanced battery life on underwater locator beacons and extended recording times for both flight data and cockpit voice recorders. New standards now mandate more frequent aircraft position reporting over open waters, aiming to prevent another tragedy like Flight 370. These reforms reflect lessons learned, yet they are shadowed by the absence of closure. The final report highlighted Malaysian ATC's attempts to communicate, which tragically bore no fruit. As pieces of debris continued to surface, the loss of the Boeing 777-200ER, registered as 9MRO, remains an enigma that challenges the boundaries of modern aviation. How can we ensure skies that are not only safer, but also more transparent, preventing such haunting mysteries from remaining unsolved?